Good morning all. Welcome to Co-Creating Your Reality, where we teach individual specialized courses in sociology outside of the mainstream education system so that we can feel free to speak how we want to speak within reason. We can feel to speak free. We can have the freedom of choice to not be limited by what the syllabus is offering or what we think we should say or be politically correct for everything, right? Welcome to Co-Creating Your Reality, where we teach true sociology, freedom of speech, and not being limited or tied down by the syllabus that is afforded to us by the education system, by the mainstream education system, right? Welcome to our class on holistic healing, right? Where one of the courses in sociology of health. I don't think I've taken this course in particular, I can't remember, but anyhow, even if I did these videos are an extension to that course. Yesterday I would have introduced this course on my online series. I would have introduced this course on my online series, and I would have started talking about one of the ways we can maintain our health, and it's through getting up, pushing yourself, right? Pushing yourself regardless of how you feel, right? Regardless of how you feel, right? Being consistent regardless of how you feel, right? That's discipline. Pushing yourself to get up and go and take a walk, right? And it will make you feel better. Once you push yourself and do this and develop a healthy routine, right? Develop a routine. Like this morning, because of my long walk yesterday, I told myself I wasn't going to walk today, right? But I actually, when I wake up this morning, I got up a little bit late. When I wake up, I actually started to miss it, right? So when you get into that habit, you will realize that it will naturally fall in place for you after a while, right? All it takes is a little bit of practice and discipline to really get yourself into that zone, into that mode of operating, into the mode of operating, right? So I would have spoken about the walking, right? Or some small form of exercise every day as a part of contributing to your sociology of health. Now, why am I calling this sociology of health? Because as individuals, we impact each other whether we want to realize it or not, right? As individuals, we impact each other, right? Our actions cause a ripple effect and has influence on the people around us and so on, right? And this is sociology, how individuals connect to groups, right? So the actions we take early in life, late in life, have an influence on our family members, on our friends, right? On the people around us, right? And this is why we are embarking on this course, taking this course, Sociology of Health, so that we become all-around healthy human beings, so that the overall impact we will have on the people around us is one that is healthy, right? So this conversation is about you can enjoy yourself whilst maintaining a healthy lifestyle, right? You can enjoy yourself whilst maintaining a healthy lifestyle. You know, there are people who feel that the only way that you could actually enjoy yourself or enjoy life is partying, ordering a big bucket of KFC, barbecuing steak, pork ribs, right? Barbecuing steak and pork ribs and so on. And people think that this is enjoyment, right? My taste is the most important thing to me, right? My taste buds comes before my health. My taste buds come before morality, right? So I want to reiterate that the first step to becoming a healthy person is to align with the spiritual laws of the universe. And part of this experience involves eliminating your meat consumption from your diet, right? It's the first step to becoming a sound, mentally, spiritually sane human being, right? Eliminating meat from your diet, right? Because one truly has to be a beast, right, in order to know the experience that they put animals through, what it takes for animals to go through, for you to just be like, that steak cut good, that was the best meat I ever had, right? You really have to be a beast inside of you, right, to have a steak or have pork ribs and be like, wow, that was the best thing that I ever eat, right? Without thinking about what those animals would have had to endure just for you to say, wow, that tasted good. Taste, right? So that's one. Secondly, some of us think that, oh, if we go party, get drunk, right? Go partying, getting drunk, getting wasted, right? Whether it's with our family or friends, drinking 2 cases of Stag, drinking 2 cases of whatever beer you like, Heineken, or if it's English beers that you like, whatever, right? If you drink, if you get high, right, that is your only form of only form of enjoyment you could have, right? The only time you could enjoy yourself. If it is getting high is the only kind of enjoyment, if it is getting high is the only type of enjoyment you could have, then you have a problem, and you must admit that you have a problem. Right? The first step to changing is admitting and saying, hey, recognizing that I have a problem, right? And I need to find a solution to deal with, to manage my problem, right? Now, as I've always said, from a moral standpoint, from a healthy standpoint even, there's nothing necessarily wrong with the consumption of alcohol or cigarettes if you do it occasionally, right? As a social thing, you know. Yeah, as a social thing, meaning that, hey, I'm not doing this because I need to do it. I'm not doing this because I need to socialize. I'm not doing this because this is the only way I could feel good and talk to people, right? I'm drinking or taking a little drink. Yeah, I'm taking a little drink or taking one smoke once in a blue moon, right? Just for the sake of the experience of it, not necessarily because I need it, right? Not because it has been formed as a habit for me, right? So this is what we're trying to eliminate or break, right? Negative habitual formation, right? Negative habitual formations. It said that it takes 21 days to create a habit, right? That's why I suggest that like if you want to give up meat and stuff, progressively reduce and then try giving it up for 21 days or 23 days or whatever, right? Try eliminating it from your diet for 21 to 23 days, right? And see how you feel after that. See if you actually miss it, crave it after that, because it takes that period of time to develop a habit, right? So you could probably be moving from, do it in stages, move from the more hardcore meats like beef, pork and whatever, and shift it down to say fish, right? So take a 21 days, right? You have to develop what approach works for you, right? You have to develop what approach works for you, right? With your body and so on, right? But the point of this video is to say that you don't need, what you require really is a shift in perspective, shift in thinking that you need certain foods to have enjoyment in life, right? Real health is being able to enjoy yourself or to remain sane and sound regardless of what environment you find yourself in, right? true health is the ability to remain and hold to your principles, remain sound as a healthy human being, regardless of what environment you find yourself in, right? So, like I was saying yesterday, here performing the role of the Ministry of Health, meaning that these are the things that the Ministry of Health should be pushing heavy if it is that there is to be government, right? This is what academia should be joining with government to push heavily if there is to be academia, right? Piling your resources together, human resources, bringing your human resources together to see how we can better uplift the health of the populations. If you want to not have to be constantly buying beds for your hospitals, right? We live in a society, Trinidad and Tobago. Diabetes is one of the leading causes of death in Trinidad and Tobago. Now, there has been a link made between East Indians in Trinidad and Tobago and diabetes, right? I believe a link has been made between East Indians and diabetes. Diabetes being one of the leading causes of death and sickness in our country back home, right? So, how can we change this? How? By looking at our cultural practice in Trinidad, Indo-Trinidadians' cultural practices. How can we look at our dietary, because diabetes is a lifestyle disease, right? Diabetes is a lifestyle disease. How can we look at our cultural lifestyle, eliminate certain foods or reduce certain foods from our diet so that diabetes is no longer, a link could no longer be made between a particular ethnicity. A link can no longer be made, because that shouldn't be the case, right? How can we eliminate that correlation between East Indians and diabetes, with diabetes being the leading cause of death and illness in Trinidad and Tobago, right? And this involves taking a look at our cultural practices. What are the main cultural foods, right, in Trinidad? The street foods, doubles, alupai, sahina, kachori, right? East Indians have a lot of praise, what you call praise, right? Where you cook the most amount of everything. Paratha is probably one of the most unhealthiest kinds of rotis out there, right? Paratha, and you have your whole host of other foods which is not that unhealthy, but then you have sweets, Indian delicacies, kurma, barfi, gulab jamun, rasgulla, rot, right? All the sweet laddu, all the sweets, Indian delicacies you could think about, right? These are the things that we should be addressing to the core, right? What are we consuming? What are we encouraging? And that's what I was saying in one of my previous videos. Ayurvedic healing is a whole Vedic, is a whole book, is a whole Vedas, right? One of the Vedas comes from one of the whole Vedas. So much religious leaders we have here, right? But instead, have any of these religious leaders decide to take their sessions and tell people, hey, we probably shouldn't be cooking paratha and giving people to eat 10 o'clock in the night when they should not be eating this food 10 o'clock in the night, this heavy paratha or roti in your stomach 10 o'clock in the night, right? You should not be doing this. Has any pundit come out or have the courage to come out and stand up and say, hey, to prevent the lifestyle diseases that is linked to our own culture, right? Should we not be taking a look at this practice, this cultural practice, and saying, hey, it's about time we probably, if it's that hour in night, probably serve after prayers, serve a little bread and chana for somebody, or a little salad, sandwich with a salad in it or something like that, instead of giving people this heavy ass food followed by a bag of freaking sweets 10 o'clock in the night. Right? These are the things that we need, the details that we need to really get down to if we really want to create change. We're talking about the sociology of health, right? The sociology of health. And similarly with other cultures and so on, you all can feel free to look at your own culture and see what are the damaging aspects of your culture and how you can speak out and help others to erode or to get rid of these things so that we become a healthier population all around, right? So you can praise and stuff is gatherings, right? It's a form of gatherings, it's a place where families gather, friends gather, neighbors gather. You can very well keep your gatherings, your social gatherings, right? But you need not be engaged in this set of sense enjoyment that eventually leads to health and illness, right? Is not necessary. And when you do it in a group, right, and this is why I'm suggesting, as a group you can maintain your group and collectively decide, hey, this is the direction that we want to move in as a culture, right? This is the direction that we want to grow. So I was like severely disappointed when I experienced the whole COVID experience. Minister of Health Terrence is of, I don't know if he's mixed or anything, but for the most part we know him to be as of East Indian descent, right? CMO Roshan Parasram, East Indian descent. CMO was given this big award and whatever for his contribution to this whole COVID exercise and thing, right? When all of them come in online for this COVID whole during since 2020 and just looking like blank, I don't know, like they don't I don't know if anybody ever see Roshan Parasram change his expression, right, to date. Blank. His expression has always been blank, right? Indifferent, neutral, right? But I don't know if that's a sign that he just didn't know what he was doing or he was just choosing to blank out that whole COVID scenario. But most of the time these people in these positions know exactly what is going on. It's just that they have to follow, like how teachers have to follow a syllabus, government officials and so on have to follow their script, right? They have to follow a particular script, and if they step outside of their script, you're going to get fired, right? It's a very real thing. So Terrence D. Helsing, Roshan Parasram, both of them East Indians, and that's why I was disappointed when during this whole COVID thing, not enough time, effort and energy, maybe very little, if any at all, if this was even touched on, right? Very little effort and energy was expended on teaching people, hey, these are the things that the coronavirus accelerating your underlying diseases, right? If that's what the issue was, right? The coronavirus or even the common cold accelerates whatever underlying diseases you have. Spend some time teaching the population that, hey, the practices that you all are engaging in are contributing to the acceleration of your disease, right? The practices you all are engaging in via your dietary consumption are contributing to your own disease, right? Instead of having 1 million people line up to take a vaccine and making them feel more sick than anything else, the amount of people I've heard of who have taken this vaccine, right, and just fell sick after. The whole process of lining up to take that vaccine is a sickening one too, right? So yeah, so folks, this is just to say that the people who are in top level officials in society, they are not doing what they are here to do, right? They are not doing what they are here to do, right? And why do we still have them in power? Why do we still have them in power? Why do we still have them in power when they are not doing what they are supposed to do for the people, right? They are not doing what they are supposed to do for the people, right? So this is just my grassroots soul endeavor, right? This is my grassroots soul endeavor, offering solutions from the ground as to how to incorporate sociology into your daily lives. This course is the Sociology of Health, to generate a fully functioning, sane, healthy human being who does not depend on government to tell them to give them instructions regarding their own health, right? Who do not depend on government to give instructions regarding your own health or your own state of mind, right? And this is something that I have not understood, because like everybody adults here, everybody knows X from Y, A from B, but why are you afraid to speak out about it, right? Talking about top level, why are you afraid to leave your job, right? If you are being forced or told to do something that you know is not right, right? That you know is not right. This is for the officials. This message is for the officials. Why are you so afraid, or you don't have the courage to say, hey, to hell with this job, if it is that higher people above you on the social hierarchy are giving you instructions that you know is not the correct thing to do, right? What is the fear that you have to say no and to give up your salary for the sake of doing what is right? What is the fear?